Everyone doesn't want to hear robotic sounding music. There's a reason why producers and musicians put their soul in everything we do. You can feel it through our music. You want to learn how to do the same? Hang around for a minute. I'll give you 3 secrets on how we do this. Let's get it. Welcome to another episode of Platinum Lyrics and Beats Podcast. I'm your host, Trey Boy. I teach aspiring music producers how to create and sell dope beats online without getting frustrated and wondering where to start. On Platinum Lyrics and Beats, we look to assist you in getting started in your music production career and help you make some life-changing music and money. What's up, aspiring music producers, engineers, and artists? It's dope meeting with you every week, dropping gems, giving you guys some of the game I've been blessed with to receive over the years. Today we're going to reveal how effective music can be when you put your soul into it. All right, that's what we're doing today, man. We want to feel the music. We want to learn how it translates to our fans and what keeps them coming back for more. I got the keys, man. I got the keys. And look, if you are an aspiring music producer and you're looking to touch people's souls with your music, I have a gift for you. The Producer's Blueprint. It has everything you need to get started. I'll teach you the equipment you need to get started producing beats, how to create beats from scratch. I'll show you how to connect with your fans so you can start selling your beats online and making money from doing so. Watching the blueprint will save you time, money, and frustration. It's only 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes. I'll give you the entire blueprint, how to get started and where you should end up at, all right? If you're on your favorite podcast app or YouTube, go to the descriptions below or go directly to aspireproducerslab.com. All right, let's dive in. Let's get it, man. How to create beats and songs with your soul so your fans will be begging you for more and more music. Secret number 1, don't quantize everything. Quantizing means moving the note record into a MIDI sequence or DAW in lines with the grid, which makes a rhythm type performance end up perfect, right? It wasn't in line. Now it's in the grid, it's in line. All right, in simple terms, quantization is a production technique you can use to make your imperfect timing on your beats perfectly timed. That's quantization. All right. To go deeper, when you quantize a note or a group of notes, it snaps the notes in the grid so all the notes land exactly on the beat. Okay, we all know when you listen to live music, when you listen to music from a band standpoint, some bands are really tight, man, and the music is really tight, but some of it is a slight off. Like the timing may be a slight off, not to where it makes the music sound bad, but to where it gives it that human feel, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Quantization is not a bad idea, especially when you're using it on percussions. It allows you to correct some of the mistakes you may have made. However, everybody knows that humans are not perfect. So when you're making a beat and you're giving it a live band or production feel like a real human is playing an instrument, it just works. It feels good when you give it that live feel, when everything's not totally in sync. For example, having a hi-hat lag a split second behind your kick drum or your snare, or your kick drum not being totally locked in pocket with your snare. Believe it or not, this gives the beat or track a real human type feel, right? It makes it feel more, soulful, more groovy. It has that swing to it. Ever listen to a beat and wonder why your head is bobbing and you probably didn't even notice your head was bobbing? It's that swing, the way the beat and everything. It's not perfectly in sync. Some of the instruments, the snare, the hi-hat may be slightly off, but it has that swing. It's hitting on the same timing, right? It's in sync, but it's just off just a little bit, but it comes in on time, right? All right, it has a swing feel to it. All right, I give you an analogy. Y'all know I'm always referring to when you're cooking up tracks. I think about food a lot of times. Chefs and producers have a lot in common. But remember when you were eating at your grandmother's house on the holidays, you had a good experience, and you felt when you were eating the food, you actually felt the joy that she was cooking with, right? You can feel it. You can feel the love that came through the taste of the food, right? Our music translates to our listeners in the same way. It's the same way, man. You can actually feel the love and the soul and what people put into their music, right? So what you put in is what people will receive out of it. They will receive, out of it, whatever you put in it. So if no one has ever told you, creating and listening to music is a spiritual experience. It's not just something you're listening to. It's actually something going on inside of you, right? It's more than just putting some random sounds together. The beauty of emulating live music lies in its imperfections. If you don't hear it, and if you ever listen to a live band, you don't hear it, but not everything is perfect. I'm trying to give you a kind of illustration, trying to think of an illustration. It sounds good, but believe me, there are some things, and the band knows, okay, this was kind of slightly off. It didn't really sound bad, but the timing or whatever was kind of slightly off, but it gave you a feel to let you know, hey, we're not perfect, but the music is still jamming, and that's what gives it that soulful feel to it. I'll leave you with this point on this first secret. All right. All good music is not planned. Knowing when to keep a happy accident gives your track soul, life, and personality. So it's nothing wrong with not having everything line up on the note. Like, everything doesn't have to line up the same way. Some of your top producers, and they have the snare locked in, and then they may stack it with a snap, and that snap is just like a split second behind that snare, but it hits the same time, every 4 bars or whatever, or every bar, but it is hitting right behind it, and it just gives it that groove, that swing, all right? And that helps you to make your music so it doesn't sound so robotic. Okay, secret number 2, use live samples or work with live musicians. It's nothing like using live instrument samples in your beats. It gives it a human type feel. I would suggest investing in some samples, drum loops, guitar sounds, or even live vocals that you can implement in your music. That would be dope, man. This would change the whole dynamic of your beats, even if you just use a small sample throughout the song. You don't have to use it every time, but just, throughout the song. This has the ability to translate good vibes and give good feelings from your beats to the soul of your listeners. They will feel this, right? And if you want to take it a step further, hire a professional musician. Someone that plays the bass or lead guitar, keyboard, drums, saxophones, you name it, man. Have them come in or send them the session and have them have a couple of tracks, playing over your beat. It will elevate your beat. If they are experienced and they know what they're doing, this would make your track that much better, and it would reach the results humanizing your beats, right? That's what we're looking for. Lastly, add different sound effects throughout the track. This works especially if you're into experimentation and if your genre allows creative freedom, which, for the most part, hip hop, pop, R&B, I know especially jazz, man. They allow you a little freedom, to be creative throughout the track. Forget about continuing the same boring 8-bar loops and liven things up by making your track interesting by adding, the bells and whistles throughout the track, like percussions, and literally using bells and whistles, and that's if it fits, of course. It has to fit in the right spot, the right section. You don't want it to sound raggedy, but you want it to fit. But you can use those throughout the track. Another thing is panning your sounds left or right. Sounds, you can have your percussions on the left, maybe your bells on the left, and panning some other sounds to your right. Another thing you can do is use velocity on your samples. Velocity indicates how hard the key was struck when the note was played, okay? Or how hard the pad was hit, how hard or soft the pad was hit on the MPC, which usually corresponds to the output of the same, right? So velocity, if you hit the pad soft, right, the sound is going to come out a little lighter, a little softer. If you hit it hard, it's going to come out a little louder. That gives you that human type feel. Also, bottom line, avoid sticking to the rules and be creative as you build your dope beats. The results will be magical. Your listeners will want more of your tracks, your music, and your music will stand out from the rest. So what's the formula to the 3 secrets to humanizing our tracks? Don't quantize everything. Set some of your sounds off the grid to give it that real human type feel. Next, use live instrument samples or work with live musicians to bring out the soul in your music from a realistic place. And the last secret we covered, add those bells and whistles throughout the track as if a live musician was playing in the background on your beat, okay? So check it out. If you are an aspiring music producer looking to get started creating beats that touches people's souls in the way that I just described, check out the Producer's Blueprint. A video I created just for you is less than 30 minutes. I'll show you how to get started creating beats, how to create the beats from scratch, and how to connect with your fans to start selling your beats. Right? I do this right in front of you. I'll give you the whole blueprint. All right? It's free video. You can download that. Check it out, man. Join the world of producers that are looking to impact the world in a positive way. Who knows? You may be the next musician or the next producer to change someone's life for the better through your music. All right? That's it for today, friends. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to see the next valuable video and comment below. And leave other tips for aspiring music producers. If you are an aspiring music producer, leave questions. Let me know what you want me to cover. Hit me up. Help me help you. All right? I pray this will inspire you to get started in your music production career so you can go make some life-changing music and money. Have an amazing day. Let's get it. It's Trey Boy. I'm out. Peace.